Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now today's piece of content really has took some time to get to you, and that's not because of the length and the amount of detail that is going to go into this. That's mainly because it's just something that I use so much, and it's blended into my backpacks and the way in which I use those. And I've even started to use this. I took up airsoft in the last 12 months, so I've been using it with that, and I just use it that much that I've never realized and kind of put two and two together and thought, hey, you've not done any content on that yet. So today's the day. We are going to have a look at the Tasmanian Tiger EDC pouch. So as I already mentioned, I've had this, wow, I probably had this sent to me. I mean, I had this sent to me at the same time I had the lead admin and the admin sent to me. So this is probably going on nearly 6 to 9 months. And it's very versatile in the way that it can be used, and I genuinely do use this quite a bit. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it on many different packs. So what I'll do is I'll start rambling on about how much I have been using this, and I'll get onto the content so that you can see how useful it is. While I turn the camera around, if at any point you have enjoyed this content and you'd like to support the channel, please feel free to hit that like button. It gives me a very good idea on the type of content that you would like to see going forward. And if you'd like to subscribe, that would be awesome. You get to see my handsome face every now and again. But for now, let's turn the camera around and look at the EDC pack. So as we usually do, we'll go through measurements, materials, we'll go around the pouch, and then we'll have a look at the features of it. So as already mentioned, this is the Tasmanian Tiger EDC pouch. It's constructed from 700D CORDURA. You even have the little CORDURA tab on the back there. All of the plastics are Woojin plastics, which I've found to be absolutely amazing plastics. All of the zips are YKK zippers. In fact, I think they are actually, yes, they are. They are the RC YKK zippers, which Tasmanian Tiger used through all of their packs. Measurements wise, it measures 205mm by 165mm, and when it's empty and it just lies flat, then it is 40mm deep. One of the advantages of the 700D CORDURA, sorry, my voice is it's a little croaky today. One of the advantages of the 700D is you get some of the advantages of both the 500 with it being nice and light, but also the 1000 of it being nice and tough. It really is a nice kind of segue between the two. And as far as weight is concerned, it comes in at 250 grams, which isn't particularly heavy when you've got it on a pack or wherever you want to carry it. As far as different colours, it comes in how many different colours? I think there are 4 or 5. There's 4 different colours. So there is the Coyote Brown, which is this version. There is a black, there is an olive, and there is a multicam version. Now as far as features, as we go through around the pack, hopefully here on the front you'll be able to see it's reasonably flush, but you also have a morale patch section there on the front. So if you have different pouches or different versions of this pouch, you could put something on there, or maybe even put some name tape on there if it covers up your name tape if you're using this on a chest rig or a plate carrier. This is a large flap again, which we'll have a look at on the inside. All of the stitching throughout this is very, very, very nice, and you also have a small little Tasmanian Tiger logo here at the front. A lot of the Tasmanian Tiger logos that you find are very discreet to make sure that it's not a "hey, I'm over here" kind of logo. So this is the front section. Again, we'll come back to some of these. There is a large zip section here on the front. Around the side, there is the zip. It's an AMBI-OPEN zip. Again, we'll have a look at that again in a bit. On the back, the bottom of this pouch is completely flush, and then on the back, it is a PALS, or at least it has a MOLLE system connection that will connect to PALS webbing. The MOLLE system that is on here uses 5 PALS columns. Now this is quite important depending on what sort of chest rig, or if you are using this in the military, if you're using it on a pack, depending on whether you have an even stretch across the front, or whether you have an odd stretch across the front. But you know, if you do want to wear this off to one side because you have something next to it, it works perfectly well for that. One of the massive things that adds to the versatility of this pack, which more companies need to do, are these 4 loops. If you want to run this as a bag, you can use a bit of webbing that goes across the top and connect it to that. It works perfectly well just like that. If you want to adapt this so that you can use this with one of the Tasmanian Tiger harness systems, you can do that as well. So you can have this on your chest with the 2 straps that will go over your shoulders, and then underneath your arms, then you can add this to here as well. If you're bushcrafting and you just want to, you know, just make something up, you've got a little bit of paracord, you can do that as well. A loop that goes round your neck, you just hook it over on the neck, tie it to this, sling it round the back, tie it to those. The versatility just in this one pack is why, this one pouch is why this is one of my favoritist pouches out of all of Tasmanian Tiger's line. And you know, I'm even going to say it, I think a lot of different companies, this is one of my favorite pouches that, you know, I've come across. Versatility wins every time. So moving on from that, because I really could talk about this for hours. Tasmanian Tiger have stopped using the press studs. When I first found that out, I was a little bit gutted, but I can understand why they've moved away from those, mainly because a press stud is something that might possibly fail if you're out in the field, if you are in the military. So instead they use these pass-throughs with an extra length on the bottom here, which is the same webbing that's used throughout. And then it's double stitched over, and there's a hard piece of plastic in here so that it makes it very easy to be able to thread this through once you've got it through the bottom here. So you'll go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th one, tuck it in and underneath, and I can definitely reassure you that this is super secure. Have been running this on my chest rig when I play airsoft, and I play kind of a sniper role, so I lie on the floor a lot with this. Even goes to show, you know, it looks brand new. There's absolutely no dirt on this. But in all of the getting up, getting down, kind of crawling around on the floor, it's not come loose at all in the time that I've been playing. So flipping it back over then, we'll go through the features as I already mentioned. So there is a small pull tab here on the bottom, which makes it easy to grab. You can rip that open and then you'll have access to this front panel. This is what, again, makes this slightly different to other packs that are out there, or those traditional pouches, in the fact that a traditional pouch generally has that AMBI-OPEN zip that, you know, you can open it up, but across the front sometimes you might get a small zip that you can put things into. But having this really easy rip to get open, and you've got some extra stuff in there, again adds to that versatility. Do you know what? Stop watching this, go and grab some beer, and every time I say versatility you have to drink 2 fingers worth. So on the front you have some hook and loop, which is the what attaches to it there. You also have 2 large pieces of elastic here, so if you want to run something through here you can do. They could be chem lights, they could be a pen, they could be maybe a long tool that you may use, then you can add those in. And then there are 3 large slots. Now when I say large slots, you know, sometimes when we look at the molly sections, you'll have a double slot, or you'll have 2 single slots. These are akin to 3 double slots. So if you want to put some pens in there, you can do. You can fit a large flashlight in there, or maybe if you have a specific tool that you use, then you can put those in there, and it certainly works really well for that. Also on the top as well, just in case you want to run something through here, there's some extra loops that again you can have some pass through there. If I move this down, what there is also is this clear vinyl section. So if you did need to run something, well, I keep saying run a lot, so I apologize about that, maybe it's my word of the day, but if you wanted to put some ID in here, or maybe a small map, that will fit in there as well. But you know, that closes back over to reveal that there is a top zip which runs across this pocket, so it's not access to the main pocket. This top zip is contained within this top flap. Here at the moment I've got a little Rights in the Rain booklet, and I think, if I remember, no, I think that's on the inside. So that fits in really well. If, again, you know, you've got some specific tools that you prefer to use for a rifle. If you're using this for EDC, maybe you're out and about and maybe you have got a small map in there, maybe you need some specific medication that you use. Being able to have that in there so that your friends know that if at a pinch they need to get your meds, they're always in the front. Then when we open this up, I'm just going to flip that way. So as you get with most pouches, there is a dual AMBI-OPEN zip, and the zippers have these paracord attachments to them, as does this one here on this front panel. And then when I open this up, what I'll do is we'll have a look at this. We'll have a look at this, and then, you know, actually let's do this bit first. So in here, this is the bit that's, I'm going to call this the back section, mainly because this is the bit that I consider the back of the pack that sits against you. So on here there is a large hook and loop panel. It doesn't lift up, it's stitched into this. The advantage, and or at least the benefit of that, is that because this is stitched into this, it's not free to come out. So if you want to attach additional things onto here, it stops it from moving forward. Now I just happen to have, which happen to be attached to something else. So here I've got some other panels. These aren't Tasmanian Tiger ones, however, because, you know, they work perfectly with these sort of hook and loop attachment systems. If you have other ones that you prefer to use in other packs or other pouches, or maybe you've got a couple of these attached to different packs, then if there are certain things that you use for certain events, certain days, certain EDC style carries, you can take these out and then transfer them between different versions. If you're in an area of the world maybe that you can CCW, if you have this on a chest, maybe you're doing some outward bounds kind of stuff, and you know you carry a pistol to as a bear deterrent. Maybe here in the UK it would probably be a pistol for some sort of rabbit or maybe a randy badger. Then you can put something on the back there that you can use. It does have 4 slots, or at least the hook and loop section on here has some laser cut PALS webbing into it. There's also some eye holes here. Now I don't have it set up on this one, however this is one that I recently reviewed, which is the Leader admin pouch that uses these shock cords, or you can also use paracord in there as well, and you can do exactly the same with this. So if you are running this on a chest rig, you don't want it to fall all the way down, there are 4 eye loops here, and then on this section there are a further 4 that you can pass those through. So if you wanted it just to do a 90-degree clamshell, then you can do that on there as well. Then on this section, which I'm going to call this the front section, you have a fairly kind of standard or fairly typical setup with different styles of elastic loops. Here, behind each of these there are 3 double loops, and then on the front there's a double loop, there are 2 single loops, and then you have 4 smaller loops that you can use for smaller items. These are great for pens, even smaller flashlights. This is a tool that I use quite a bit for my rifle. It's great that you've just got a few small bit drivers on there that you can use if you need to. Altoid tins, all of those sort of things, they all fit behind here. Hopefully here you can see I have a large flashlight, there's an extra knife there. I also carry some Ranger bands, maybe a small flask on those mornings when it is just a little bit cold and I need a wee dram to warm me up a bit. Then behind this, running all the way across the back, is another large pocket that you can fit some notes into, and this is what I thought that I got on the other section. I always do this, but I always keep all of the literature that comes with it as well, and I keep that in the back there as well. Really good again for EDC. I'm sure you can imagine your brain's going overtime in all of the different things that you can fit into here. If you've got any field notes, you've got any pocket notes, they all fit in the back as well. One thing that I forgot to mention here between the two is there is also an elastic pass-through that you can fit onto the bottom. Again, you know, if you've got a specific tool that you like to carry, maybe you have a longer pen style flashlight, that will fit in there as well, and then you can close it back up and it fits just in the small of it there at the bottom as well. Honing in on that back section again where we have the PALS webbing here on the back, some of this may possibly come down to how OCD you are about your kit and whether you like to get stuff lined up. If you have any rucksacks or backpacks where you'll find that the PALS webbing on there is an even number across, with there being 5 on here, it'll sit either slightly to the left or slightly to the right. That might be useful, certainly if you have a chest carry or a chest rig or something where you want something slightly off to the left because you have a radio or whatever it is that you have on the other side of that, then it will fit perfectly with those. For Tasmanian Tiger packs, certainly here we have the day pack. This is the this is the large rather than the extra large version. You have 5 slots across the front, 5 columns, and it fits on there perfectly. Or maybe even the larger mission pack, again, you know, that fits on there absolutely perfect when it's on. The sweet spot really is with the day pack here, because where it fits just kind of in between where the compression straps are, and to be fair, when you're running this on the front of here, it looks absolutely amazing. Plus, you've got the extra versatility with this that, you know, you can get into it really quickly. I think my kind of finishing thought on this mainly is just down to the versatility that this comes with. Whether you want something that you can zip into like a traditional pouch, whether you're running something on a chest you need to be able to lift up to get into, you've got that with this. Or even if you throw your pack on the ground, you've got quick access to certain things on the front. Plus these loops, every company that makes packs should be adding these, and that goes for you as well, Tasmanian Tiger. We need to get more of these loops on more packs, mainly for that being able to carry this just if you wanted to on a simple chest system. Absolutely amazing. Please, 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 please put more of these D-rings on more of your pouches. That would be amazing. I'd definitely like to say a massive thank you to Tasmanian Tiger UK for sending this my way. 2 or 3 years ago, Tasmanian Tiger were one of the first largest companies that I started to work with. I was a huge fan of their gear before I even started to work with them, so obviously it made massive sense for the two of us to collaborate, and becoming a Tasmanian Tiger UK ambassador certainly has been one of the high points in my YouTube career. On the back of that, I do have a discount code, so if you go to tasmaniantiger.co.uk, I'll leave the link here and it'll also be in the description, and use the code MOREDC, then you'll get 10% discount off everything in the basket. Okay, so not just one of these. If you go to their store and purchase something from a Tasmanian Tiger item, it's 10% off everything in the basket, which is pretty cool. I'll leave some links in the description below so that you can see more from Tasmanian Tiger and Tasmanian Tiger UK. There'll also be some of my affiliate links below as well. You might also remember in a previous piece of content I mentioned, having hit 5,000 subscribers, that I'm drawing together some pieces for a giveaway. Maybe there might be some Tasmanian Tiger gear in there, but once I've got everything together, there'll be some details on that soon. Usual EDC, not EDC, usual YouTube stuff. You know, if you have enjoyed this content, please hit the like button, please subscribe, that would be awesome, and share my content. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. But for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.